So who is this on my tree? This is Elf on the Shelf. So nowadays, Santa can't figure out who's being good or naughty by himself, so he's got to send this scout elf to each household. And a few years ago, my daughter asked why an elf doesn't come to our house. And I had no idea what she's talking about. What? An elf? Then my daughter told me she heard from her friends that they get an elf who comes to their house to watch if they're being good or naughty. And the story doesn't even stop there. The elf goes back to the North Pole every night or use a magic glove they have to report it to Santa. Also, elf can move around when no one is home or when everyone is sleeping. And each time elf moves, kids need to find them. And lastly, we can't touch her. If we touch her, she will lose her magic and she can't go back to North Pole. And somehow, magically, that year, we got gifted this elf on the shelf. It's true, I didn't buy this thing. I wouldn't buy it. Well, somehow, we got this elf in our household, and this is our third year doing this. Yeah, I'm touching you. You don't have magic. I'm the magical person who's moving you around, watching my kids. Well, my daughter thinks she's a girl because she has earrings. Good observation. It is a girl. My house, the elf comes after Thanksgiving and live on the Christmas Eve with Santa. My daughter named her elf Elfie, and she always tried to find the elf. And sometimes I forget to move the elf. Then my daughter goes so disappointed, Mom, Elfie didn't move. I'm like, oh, maybe Elfie likes that spot. But inside I'm like, oh crap, I forgot to move the thing last night. Sometimes my husband moves Elfie around and I can't find her either. So I text my husband asking where Elfie is. And here she is. And did my daughter not brush her teeth either in the morning and the night? Well, Elfie, let's get moving. Next day, I moved the elf to easier spot. And I left her a note. So the elf apparently brings a note every time. But last year, I accidentally left a whole bunch of notes with Elfie and my daughter found all of it. And every back of a single note, she wrote back. So I can use any of the pre-made notes. So I decided not to do any notes this year. And then my daughter's like, why isn't Elfie giving me any notes? I want notes from her. Okay, I guess I will make my own notes. My husband and son think my daughter knows Elfie is not real and just playing me around. Is she? I'm not sure. Maybe 60 to 40. 60% she knows, 40% she doesn't. Maybe 70 to 30. I don't know. Sometimes I think she knows. Sometimes when I see how she acts when she finds Elfie, I'm like, are you really acting this? Then man, you are a good actress. I'm not sure. I kind of want to ask her, but also don't want to ask her either. I'm doing my nail because I realized my nails get closed up a lot on the camera. What do you think? Good enough? My daughter is sleeping and it's time to move the elf around. And look, she gave a heart. And she decided to write back to Elfie again this year. What happened to the easel? I love you. The easel. She remembered that thing. And, okay. Can you please write me more notes? I love you. Oh, I love you too. But great. Because she's writing back to Elfie, all those pre-printed notes are useless now. And I need to find this easel. Elf on the Shelf comes with these little toys, and the notes are related to each toys. Like I mentioned earlier, last year I accidentally left all the notes out with Elf, and my daughter found it. So this year I decided not to do any of the notes and toys, of course, the easel. But she's asking it back. My daughter sometimes mentioned Elfie is kind of creepy because she's always looking at under corner of her eyes. And she wrote back to Elfie, "Can you tell Santa I want a new ribbon color? And can you do that candy cane?" So last year, when I left all the notes with Elfie, I also left a bag of a candy cane that came with the Elf and the Shelf, and my daughter ate half of it. And I was able to keep the rest of it, and she's asking it back. Because if Elfie gave it to her, she can eat one. Is she really just playing me around? I mean, a few days ago, I was giving her a ride, and she told me she saw Elf on the Shelf at the Target. When she told me, I was stoned. I mean, I'm the one who took her to Target because I had to do some shopping. But when I saw the whole aisle of Elf on the Shelf, I avoided it. I didn't know she saw. Seriously, Target, do you really want to sell Elf on the Shelf like this? Kids are gonna see it. And how am I gonna tell my kids Elf on the Shelf is real? They are supposed to be a scout elf from North Pole, not from Target. Anyway, my daughter was like, "But I think that elf is fake." And I'm like, "Yeah, you think they are fake?" And she's like, "Yeah, they're at the Target. But my elf is real. She has magic. She's just in the plastic doll from like the movie Toy Stories." Really? So those one at the Target are fake, and what we have is real when they are literally exactly the same elf. I'm pretty sure she knows elf is not real and just having fun. Well, I'm okay with it. I'm having sort of fun too. Except those times I forget to move her and then she gets disappointed. Well, no one is home except me and Elfie, and I'm making a Christmas card. I'm making this easy origami Christmas wreath. It doesn't look like a Christmas wreath? Well, you will see. It's just one unit. We just need to make many of it and assemble them together. Open the pouch and slide in. Back too. Like that. Keep assembling the units together until we get this one nice looking wreath. You don't need to buy origami paper, just to use Christmas wrapping paper like I did. Well, the wreath is done, and now I'm making a bow. Make 2 bunny ears and tie them together. And gently pull each side to make the shape and the size you want. Do it slowly and gently so you can get the correct size you need. There's my bow, and I'm gonna cut the end so it's not too long for my card. And use a glue to attach the bow to the wreath. Then attach the whole thing to the card. Okay, now the cards need a little more decoration. I'm writing Merry Christmas. When my kids saw my handwriting, they couldn't believe I wrote that. Use a nail polish and sparkles to decorate the cards. Apply nail polish wherever you want and pour sparkles on top and shake the sparkles off on the other papers. Repeat the process as much as you want. Sprinkle sparkles and then shake it off. What do you think? Isn't it pretty? It's very easy. You should try. Okay, let's go and see what my daughter left for Elfie. Oh, she left some haiku, cute, and notes. I got to read her notes a little more carefully Because remember I just put some candy canes around the Elfie? My daughter found it and she was a little disappointed. She was like, Mom, look, Elfie gave me candy canes. But I asked for candy cane treasure hunt like last year. What? I misread your note? Okay, I'll check it later. Thank you for the candy cane. By the way, can I touch you? No, don't touch Elfie. You know that. Oh, I think this girl knows that Elfie is not real. And here, yeah, that candy cane treasure hunt. She did write that. So, I'm hiding her candy canes. Or in her box. And where can I hide? Okay, one in her drawer. And where else can I hide this? Okay, right there. And what about the last one? Oh, the pumpkin bucket. Okay, I'm done. Oh, and I moved the Elfie to there. Yeah, elf on the shelf goes to shelf, right? And I decide to move this nutcracker into her room while she's sleeping because it turns out my daughter didn't know the story of nutcracker and she was making fun of how it looked creepy and weird. Do you know the story of nutcracker? It's about a prince who got cursed. This witch decided to put the prince inside of the nutcracker and it's a creepy looking. But the only way to get out of the nutcracker is someone truly loved the nutcracker. I told my daughter there is a prince's soul in the nutcracker and he's alive, but she wouldn't believe it. But why are you believing in Elfie? So I decided to move this nutcracker into her room while she's sleeping. I told the candy cane treasure hunt episode to my husband, and my husband think my daughter is playing me so hard. He's like, she definitely knows it's you. I'm like, yeah, I think so. I'm not sure. Maybe 10% she just wants to believe it's true. Maybe it's me who wants her to believe it's true. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna test her out if she's gonna believe this nutcracker story. Next morning, when she wakes up, this creepy-looking nutcracker is going to be right next to her. And I'm going to move Elfie. Okay, come here, Elfie. Don't make any sound. Oh, and I can't forget the easel, right? Okay, don't make squeaky sound. Okay, I printed another note out. I'm cutting it with the scissors. And my daughter is criticizing how Elfie is not good at scissors. It's like, look at this scissor cut. She's not good. I'm like, okay. I'm gonna put the note in the easel and Elfie in the pumpkin bucket because she couldn't find the lost candy cane. And I'm gonna put this fishing pole as a hint. Okay, Elf got in, the note and easel got in, and the fishing pole. And the elf got stuck there for 2 days. My daughter just couldn't find her. So I decided to give more hint. Some chocolates. And one more candy cane. And let's take Elfie's handout so my daughter can spot Elfie easily. And make it look like Elfie is fishing the chocolates. And I decided to change the note because it's been a long time. Okay, printed the new note out. And this time I purposely made obvious scissor line to just see what my daughter's gonna mention it.
And here's my elf is in here. And she's sitting on the last candy cane that I need to find. And I don't think I can get it out because if I touch her, she's gonna lose her power. So when she gets out, I'm gonna use something to like get it out. I'm gonna put it back at her old spot. You know what? Go back. Yeah.
I'm making Korean seaweed soup tonight. This is my daughter's the most favorite food in the world. She loves it so much, she asked me to cook it all the time. It's good, but I honestly don't know why she loves it so much. It's like her favorite soup. This is a birthday soup. Some people are really big about it and get upset if they don't get to eat the soup on their birthday. The soup is really good, but I'm not like that. I want to eat something else on my birthday. The reason why it's a birthday soup is, in Korea, when women give birth to a baby, we eat this soup all day, every day. It helps breastfeeding. It really does. There are a few different types of soy sauce, and any Korean soup, we use Korean soup soy sauce. It tastes different than regular soy sauce that we use for stir fry. So it's important we need to use the soup soy sauce. I will make a video about all the soy sauce later. Yes, get that meat out. I like to use shank meat. Shank meat gets tender while it's cooking in the broth and make the broth have this deeper flavor. A little bit more seasoning. It's important to simmer the soup for a long time and then season step by steps to build a flavor. The soup gets even better after overnight because all the flavor from ingredient comes out and influence into the broth. This time I'm handwriting to make a note because my daughter is asking Elfie if she can handwrite. I know, my daughter is demanding more and more. At this point, I think she definitely knows it's me. Or maybe not. I don't know, maybe it's me that I want her to believe Elfie is real. Because she's growing up. Oh, and this is the seaweed soup I made last night and my daughter already ate more than half of it. I misspelled a little bit pretending Elfie doesn't know how to spell well. Do you have Elfie in your house too? Where do you hide them? Do you think your kids are still believing it?